Yeah, just to tell our youths that it's possible to be helped, especially when you're already into drugs.
Which I was able to be called to pursue an engineering course. Just to mention, the only drug I take is normally tea and coffee. I just take
Yeah, that's an important drug.
tea and don't forget where you came from.
That is very important. That is worthy of note. Especially when you wanted to give the cake to your parents.
Yes.
Wow. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our studios. Today I have an important guest, and I will not hesitate to let you know who. Please, welcome.
Thank you. My name is Joseph Njenga Disho, currently student at Dedan Kimathi University, pursuing Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering in my third year. And I come from Soroko, an auto station in Witu Parish, and I'm glad to be here today.
Please welcome. Just a few days ago, I was with you in your home, and we were celebrating your success in KCSE 2 years ago. And I was so delighted to see the joy, and in addition to your brother, I'll be introducing him shortly. And that joy, that enthusiasm that was there, and the joy, the real joy that I experienced in your home was so wonderful. And recently we have been kind of just trying to see how we can encourage our youths who are around this area, especially in the coastal area. Some of them did well, and some of them are still struggling with life. And when we see somebody like you, I guess you get to say more about yourself. We get somebody like you who has been excelling in life, especially in academics. We are interested to know, where do you get that energy from? What has inspired you, and what is pushing you?
I'll just highlight on my background just a little. I started my primary education in my Joeni Primary School, which is just around the same place we are living in Witu Kipini area. Until class 5, where I joined another school, and I fared well. I had scored 393 marks.
Yeah, that was a good mark, sure.
Yes, and I was called to high school in another national school around Chuka. It's called Iku Boys. It's a national school, third category.
Okay.
I started my journey of education, high school education there, and I had high expectation, and I stick to them. Challenges are always there, and education is a journey. And there's one thing I really believe, and I've always been mentioning this, that education needs that you give it time and your attention. In life, there are so many things that come around, but we have to prioritize. We won't be stuck to one thing, education only, but we must give it enough time.
You've mentioned something that I'm interested in. You've said one thing is to put in your best. That's an indication that it's not just about where you come from, your background, but it looks like there's a sense of personal effort there. Yes. Do you mean there is something that you did as a person that contributed to your success?
There's something called external and internal motivation. And most of the time, the external motivation are the surrounding factors that are pushing you towards your education. But there is internal motivation. What is driving you? Your parents will tell you do this, your elders will tell you to do this, but at the end of the day, it narrows to you as an individual.
And what do you want?
So that is internal motivation. The challenges will come, but what you believe in, what you really want is what actually most of us, where we come from, we are coming from backgrounds which are supposed to strengthen us, backgrounds that are humble, that are supposed to be reminding us of what we need to do to change how things are. So that one is an external motivation that it should be, with time, be your internal motivation. Because you desire to live a different life, to change things from how they are to something else.
Yeah. Thank you. I think this is a big lesson to our youths, that you need to be internally motivated. There is some energy that you need to develop from within that will push you towards your goals. Your parents can tell you study, your siblings can tell you study, but if the motivation is not coming from within, at the end of the day, it still boils down to nothing. Joseph, maybe I just ask you, how was when you were growing up? How was the environment in the sense of what were the things that could easily make you move towards your goal or fail? Like, for example, you've just mentioned that you started studying in a primary school just nearby here in our village. What were the initial experiences like? Because before you are where you are today, I believe that the foundation did not start just few days ago,
Yes.
but it started probably when you are still very young.
Yes.
Maybe was it the contribution of your parents, the environment, or what is it that gave you that initial foundation in your life? Yeah.
Actually, I played with some of my friends who are just from within. We do the things that everyone does as a kid around this place. And but there's one distinct thing that was always in me. I was that curious person, that person who sees things and want to be part of those things. So since I was young, I used to see the aeroplanes, and whenever an aeroplane is passing as a kid, I would look up. And I remember there is a time I asked my mother more about the person who is controlling that gadget up there. And he told me the person is a pilot. And that is the first career I wanted to pursue. Out of the childish anxiety of something going up. So
And you know, this is something that happens with every kid. This is something that happens with every kid, that it reaches a time when a kid wants to know about everything that is happening. That means this is an important step in the life of a child, because if the parents are able to guide that child and then help the child motivate that curiosity, and that can become a source of motivation for the child. So this is something that's also very important.
Yes. So and one thing I was told, if you want to get there, then you have to do what? To study. Now it started to build in me. So if you want greater things in life, you have to study. And what is to study? Is just to gain knowledge. Because the person doing that thing up there has the knowledge to do it. And it starts from where you are. So as I was doing my things, I used to see like I have to study. I have to get good grades in order to get where I want to be. So I started motivating myself with small things, little things that sometimes they look funny, but they started to motivate me towards big careers. Then challenges are there, because I remember I've been scolded so many times. I was a bit stubborn when I was a kid, and I used to be scolded by the things that I'm not supposed to do. One thing is manners, moral. Because one thing which is key in education is discipline. Discipline is key. You may be bright, you may be very well talented in education, but you lack discipline and it ruins everything. So discipline is key. So during that time when I was being scolded, I was a bit positive. I see that this person wants something good out of me. He's not doing out of hatred, because most of the time those people who corrected me are the persons surrounding me. My parents who give me food are the parents who are taking care of me. So they are not doing it out of bad will, but out of good will. And I learned that education and discipline go hand in hand. So another thing I say is discipline and taking correction positively.
You see, one thing that goes wrong with some of our young people is when you want to correct them, or sometimes even their parents, they take it as an offense. And I think that is one of the things that brings them down, that blocks their vision. That's something that makes them unable to see the good that lies ahead. So that is an important aspect, that our young people must be open to being challenged, especially when they are not on the right path. If they take that positively, then that leads them to the right path. So that takes us to where I would like us to go. At the present moment, that foundation that you started, you built for yourself with the help of family and friends and those who are close to you, it took you to where you are now. You just share with us, where are you and where are you heading to?
So while in high school, I had a chance of also being in leadership, step by step from Form 1 until Form 4 while still studying. But like I had said, my first priority was education.
Yeah.
So I was able to score 72 points. That
Wow.
is 2 points to an A minus. That's a B plus.
Mm.
And but I had good cluster points actually.
Yeah. No, that was excellent performance.
Yeah,
for sure.
I had around 40 cluster points, which I was able to be called to pursue an engineering course. Actually, it's not what they wanted me to do, but what I wanted
to do for yourself,
for myself.
Yeah.
So I checked out of the engineering courses I can do, and the ones which I feel like they are best for what I want. And I wanted to do chemical engineering. I'll be honest. When I was starting Form 1, I wanted to be an aeronautical engineer. That's where I started. But with time, I was able to know what I really wanted, especially the love or the excitement that I used to have whenever I was studying chemistry subject motivated me towards pursuing chemical engineering. But I wanted to be an engineer, but I love chemistry. So I started to research of an engineering course that is going to incorporate both chemistry and the other engineering principles. That's when I was able to know about chemical engineering, and I applied for it, and lucky enough I had performed very well in mathematics, had an A in mathematics and A minus in chemistry. So my cluster points were just okay, and I was called to pursue the course in Dedan Kimathi University in Nyeri. Actually, there are only 2 universities that offer that course, Moi University and Dedan Kimathi University. And I wanted to go to Dedan Kimathi because of some advantages that I felt I could experience from there.
Okay.
Yes. So currently I'm in my 3rd year pursuing chemical engineering. Just to highlight a bit about this course, the course focuses more on energy, petroleum industries. It also does more of production in the industries. We do also quality assurance, and by this is we check the standards of the goods that are being imported into our country or being produced by the industries in our country. Are they at the standard of usage or consumption? And also, when it comes to production, we are the ones who design the machines and maintain them, and also check the balances of the energy balances in and out of every industry. Textile industries, soap and detergent production, all those kind. Agricultural sector, and also chemical engineering is a very wide field. It also deals with semiconductors. Very funny. A very interesting field, and most of the people get like surprised when I tell them chemical engineering also deals with semiconductors. But it is all about chemistry, and chemistry incorporates almost everything. So I would say maybe it is not a course well known in our country, Kenya, but it's a very interesting course to do. Yes.
So for those of you who are listening to a future chemical engineer, be motivated about this. Being where you are and doing what you are doing and coming from our area, what message will you have for our young people who kind of are a bit lost in the world? They're a bit kind of struggling to know exactly where they're coming from and where they are going to. What message do you have for them?
First of all, I would say it is possible. It is very possible, and I will just give some few illustrations to show that it is possible. When I was a kid, I used to see like best student in our country in KCPE examination, best student in our country KCSE examination, and I was asking myself, no one has come from our area, no one has done it well from our area. Is it possible? That is the question I was asking myself. Is it possible? Or what is the thing that I'm supposed to do in order to make it possible? Those are the questions, especially when I was in my primary education. There was a lot of fear because it has not been done before. Will it work? But I came to realize it is possible. It takes personal effort, personal commitment, being ready to be corrected, and more so, positive energy.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
positive and negative energy.
That's
There are
very
things
important,
that you do that are going just to deteriorate your path, like take you down instead of gaining progress.
Yeah, yeah,
and this I will not hesitate to mention, but drugs is one of them.
Yeah.
Drugs is one of them.
And let me be sincere with you. That is one of the things that is killing our youths, especially here in the coast.
Yes.
Our youths are completely lost in the world of drugs. And it is our prayers that we might get a way forward to be able to help some of them out of this kind of lifestyle. And as you say, it is.
Yeah. So drugs is one of the things that actually is a problem across almost the whole globe, and it's mostly affecting the youth. And a drug is something that alters the normal functioning of the body. And once you are pursuing education, you always need that normal functioning of the body, not the abnormal functioning of the body. So drug is one of the things that alter your normal functioning, and biologically you need your system to be how it's supposed to be. So that is one. Two, when you take drugs, there is moral degradation most of the time. It comes
certainly.
with other activities
consequences
and consequences that are not good. So I will say, if you are not into it, avoid it. If you can, you are in it and you can get out, because it's possible to come out of it.
It's very possible.
Yes, come out of it. Seek assistance from peer counseling, from counseling from experienced or professional counselors. Do it and get help. Another challenge.
Maybe just before we go to the other challenge, just to tell our youths that it's possible to be helped, especially when you are already into drugs.
Yes.
There are many possibilities that people can counsel you, and you can come out of that. So please note that if you are struggling with drugs, know that you can be helped, because that is ruining your life and your future. Thank you.
Yes. Just to mention, the only drug I take is normally tea and coffee. I just take
that's an important drug.
Tea and coffee and
something healthy.
Medicinal drugs. Apart from that, I don't take anything else. And actually, it helps me to make good decisions. It does not interfere with my decision, because in this journey you will be you'll have challenges. You'll be faced with different kind of challenge that needs you to make
concrete decisions,
key decisions that will determine how your life will be. Another thing I'll say, just be ready to be corrected, because one thing I came to realize is that life is like a staircase, and every mistake you make and you get corrected is a level up. Because every day is a learning day. So if you are ready to be corrected, remember, when you are corrected, you have gained something.
You gain something. You learn from your mistakes. It takes you ahead. So you don't repeat mistakes that you've done in your life.
Yes, and you have made progress most of the time. So generally, that is what I can tell you, that it is possible. Avoid things that are going to take you back more. The few things I've mentioned, and then they have challenges that you face from the family, financial, and many other problems related to social life. They should not be acting like things to pull you back, but your motivation
to move ahead.
They should push you. From my experience, those people who have gotten the opportunity to get into the education system and they have challenges, most of the time they make it.
They make it in life,
those external factors, they
push them. You see, like a young person who has been struggling, he or she understands what the parents are going through in life before educating them. They have to put in their best to make sure that they gain, like any other kid outside there who goes to school comfortably. For them, in that kind of a situation, they should even have more energy to say, I will not come back to stay where I came from. From my humble background, I will move ahead and move to a brighter future. That should actually be a kind of something to motivate someone who is struggling to get education.
Yes, because most of the time, don't be carried away by things, because I've seen this also. Someone tries, it's a journey, like I've said. starts from primary education,
So, yeah.
secondary, then university
University,
level.
yeah.
So people get to secondary education, they forget themselves. They forget where they came from.
Yeah.
They forget the real factors that are facing their family,
yeah.
back at home.
At home, yeah.
And they forget themselves. They interact with other people who their objective is not the same as what took you to that
Yeah,
place.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that is something you need to be careful. Don't forget where you came from.
Yeah.
Don't
That is
forget.
very important. That
Yes.
is worthy of note.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just ask you something a little bit before we conclude.
Yes.
I remember when we were in your home for the celebration, there was a time you became so emotional, especially when you wanted to give the cake to your parents.
Yes.
How is that relationship like with your parents? Because I felt like there was something that you could not express until your tears came out.
Yes. There's something I will just mention. The love that the parents have towards the children. I can attest this, that every parent loves their children.
Yeah, certainly.
And one thing I've witnessed with my parents is that they don't have enough, but they always have something for us.
Yeah.
So that is what was really moving me. Even in the middle of the night, when you call them and tell them, Dad, Mom, I have this problem, they will go extra mile
to make sure that
that happens. Yeah. So my greatest desire is to see them happy. Actually, my dad would say, now I have an engineer in the house. The joy that comes from him when he's saying that statement, whenever I remember it, I just feel motivated. So the love they have for me, I think the best gift I can give them is success. So I think that is the thing that was really moving me, because there is no single point I cried to my parents like things are difficult at my end. My dad won't dress, my mom won't dress well, but will ensure that
you are okay.
I'm okay.
This should be a very big lesson to parents,
Yes.
that when you invest in your children, they make you proud in future.
Yes.
Please, parents, make sure that you do everything to make sure your children are okay. And there's something that I always tell parents, especially around the coast here, that the kind of foundation you lay for your children determines what kind of children you have in future.
Yes.
You have to make sure that you do your best to invest in the lives of your children. So that is an important thing.
Without forgetting, I just want to mention something that is also crucial in everyone's life, spiritual life.
Yeah, that is very
spiritual
important.
life. Most of, or almost everyone who is successful in life, most of them have a good spiritual foundation. We normally say the Bible guides us or gives us the way. Normally it prevents us from the ever-changing culture of the world. The scripture gives us the way, because the culture of the world is changing every now and then. So the spiritual foundation shows you the right path. Whenever you go, you know this is not right, but this is right. I am a testimony that in everything I do, I just put God first. And the basics that I was given in my catechism as a Catholic student, they guide me up to today, because they go hand in hand. Especially, I can say, in the university setup, because some even get there and they don't finish.
Because they get attracted. They get distracted by all these worldly kind of pleasures, and at the end of the day, they don't remain focused.
So when you have this foundation, the spiritual foundation, it is going to guide you, show you the way. You are able to stand and say, this is right, this is wrong, this is where I want to be. And God always gives us another chance. Even when you fail, you feel like God has given me another chance. And the Christianity life is also a motivating kind of life. Every day. So it's another place so that is going to guide you. So without forgetting that part, spiritual life, the Christian life is very,
very important. Thank you. It was so wonderful having you to have this conversation. It was so beautiful, and I'm so happy that you created time to come. And for those who are listening, remember you are talking to future engineer. Thank you. That was so beautiful. And I wish you all the best as you prepare to go back to school, and know that as a parish, we are very proud of you and we are behind you with your prayers. So thank you, and may God bless you.